Welcome to the story of the Two Lous Switcheroos, a twin tale by J. Paul Bruton. When Lou Bo and Lou Bob were born, the doctor, nurses, and their father, Papa Lou Big, all agreed on one thing: they were absolutely identical. Mama Louise cradled her newborn boys, delighted by their arrival. As the boys grew up, they looked so much alike that only a few people could tell them apart. While the boys and their mother always knew who was who, even Papa Lou occasionally mixed them up. During elementary school, the boys realized they shared more than just their looks. They were great friends. They found it funny when others mixed up their names and embraced their identical appearance. With schoolwork and classroom life, the boys were always ready to learn and participate. The boys soon mastered the art of switching places. Whether it was trading classes or activities like karate and judo, they pulled off their switcheroos so well that even their friends were fooled. Their dedication to their activities led them to great success, with trophies and achievements piling up over the years. When faced with the dilemma of wanting to play two sports that occurred at the same time, the boys had a brilliant idea. They would simply switch in sports as well, allowing them to do twice as much. This began a dreamlike life for the boys. By the time they were high school seniors, they had played and lettered in every sport the school offered by constantly switching places. From the swimming pool to the football field and the basketball court, the twins excelled everywhere they went. Upon graduation, the boys faced a new problem: choosing between many prestigious colleges. True to form, they decided they wouldn't pick just one. They would take turns at both. With scholarship offers in hand, they celebrated their next big step into collegiate life. They chose two California universities located just miles apart. Once in college, they continued their clever charade, fooling everyone as they rotated classes and athletic teams between the two schools. When a major football game between their two colleges approached, the boys faced their biggest challenge yet. Their solution? They would both play for both teams, leading to a legendary halftime performance that cemented their reputation for the ultimate switcheroo. At halftime, Lou Bo and Lou Bob sprinted to a secluded locker room. They switched uniforms as fast as they could, ready to help both teams dominate. They exchanged praise for each other's performance during the first half. Now, they were ready to take the field against their own previous teams to ensure the game would end in a historic tie. With the game concluded, the twins were proud of their accomplishment. They had successfully helped both teams reach a stalemate, creating a legendary sports story. As news of the game spread, their photos appeared in papers across California. They laughed heartily while reading articles that misattributed their athletic feats. They delighted in the knowledge that they were likely the only two people to ever play for two different colleges in the same game. To maintain their secret, the boys studied and planned together every night. Despite the fun, Lou Bob occasionally wondered if they were losing their own identities or hurting their friends' feelings. One evening, they attended a play called, quote, "The Trouble with Twins," performed by the university troupe. They were stunned to see two beautiful, identical twins starring on stage. The twins stood out beautifully, capturing the boys' attention immediately. It was a moment of instant connection. Determined to meet them, the brothers prepared for the encounter. Lou Bob armed himself with flowers and chocolates, hoping to make a great first impression. Backstage, the four of them finally met. They stared at each other, mirrored images of one another, in absolute amazement. The boys presented their gifts and introduced themselves, finding that the twins were just as identical as they were. A perfect match was born. Marty Lynn and Mari Lynn seemed to be exactly the people the boys had been waiting for. They shared an instant bond, sensing a future together. As they dated, the girls began attending the boys' events. However, because they knew the boys so well, they soon noticed the team switching antics. The girls were sharp, quickly identifying when a switcheroo was happening on the field. They realized their boyfriends were playing for both sides. Confronted by the girls, the boys explained their long history of switching. While they had never intended to cause harm, they now had to face the reality of their secret. During the summer, the boys and their girlfriends began spending most of their time apart. Missing their bond, Lou Bo and Lou Bob decided to start double dating to reconnect as brothers. The girls were excited and took charge of the arrangements. They rented a limousine and planned a romantic Saturday night, ending in a beautiful evening of cruising around town. The four enjoyed their time together, creating a perfect evening under the California sun. As the sun set, the couples walked on the beach. But when the boys leaned in for a kiss, the girls pulled away or covered their lips, leaving the brothers confused. The scene on the beach turned into a moment of realization for the boys. The boys were shocked to hear the girls profess their love, but from the wrong girl. The brothers were deeply confused by the sudden switch. The girls revealed they had switched places to teach the boys a lesson about how it feels to be on the receiving end of a, quote, switcheroo. The brothers finally understood the impact of their charades. The brothers shared a moment of reflection on the beach as they processed the lesson. The girls assured them that being the Two Lous was still possible in their future together, explaining that they would simply share their lives and experiences as a united, twin-filled team. The couples found contentment in their new understanding of their relationship. Accepting that their days of pulling tricks were over, the four walked along the beach, happy and at peace as they realized they were the luckiest people in the world.